Among the stars, the galaxies, and the grand equations of physics, one mystery remains profoundly personal: consciousness. What is it? Where does it come from? And what is its place in the universe? Of all the phenomena we study, consciousness is perhaps the most elusive. We know it exists. We experience it every moment of our lives. But defining it, measuring it, or locating it in the cosmos is a challenge that transcends science and philosophy alike. What if the mind is not just a byproduct of the brain, but something deeper, something entangled with the fabric of the universe? Let's begin with the basics. In classical neuroscience, consciousness is thought to emerge from the brain's complex network of neurons. Billions of connections fire, organize, and synchronize to produce thought, memory, sensation, and self-awareness. This view treats consciousness as an emergent property, a result of intricate biological computation. But some scientists and philosophers argue that this explanation is incomplete. It describes the mechanics, but not the experience, the what it's like to be aware. This is known as the hard problem of consciousness, a term coined by philosopher David Chalmers. Why should physical processes give rise to subjective experience at all? To address this, some theories suggest that consciousness may be fundamental, not something that emerges from matter, but something that matter emerges within. One such idea is panpsychism, the view that consciousness is a basic feature of reality, like mass or charge. In this view, even the simplest particles may possess a primitive form of awareness, and complex consciousness arises from combinations of these building blocks. Then there's the integrated information theory, IIT, which proposes that consciousness arises from the degree to which a system integrates information. According to IISAT, consciousness isn't tied to biological neurons. It could, in theory, emerge in any sufficiently complex system, including artificial intelligence or even networks of particles. Some physicists go further, suggesting that consciousness and quantum mechanics may be connected. In the OR theory, proposed by Roger Penrose and Stuart Hameroff, consciousness arises from quantum processes in microtubules inside neurons. These quantum states might be sensitive to gravitational effects, linking awareness to the very structure of space-time. While this theory is controversial, it opens a profound question. Could consciousness and the universe be linked not just metaphorically, but physically? The anthropic principle adds another layer of intrigue. It observes that the universe seems precisely fine-tuned to allow for life and consciousness to exist. If the constants of nature were even slightly different, stars wouldn't form, atoms wouldn't bind, and minds wouldn't emerge. Some interpret this as a coincidence. Others see it as evidence that observers, like us, are not accidental, but essential. This leads to the provocative idea that the universe requires consciousness to exist. In some interpretations of quantum mechanics, an observer is needed to collapse probability into reality. Until observed, a quantum system exists in multiple states simultaneously. But when observed, it takes on a definite form. This has led some to ask, does the universe only become real when observed? While most physicists reject this as overly mystical, it remains a compelling philosophical puzzle. Are we passive witnesses of a vast universe, or active participants helping to shape it? Some thinkers even suggest that consciousness may be non-local, not confined to the brain or body, but part of a larger field, like gravity or electromagnetism. This idea is echoed in various spiritual and philosophical traditions, which describe the self not as a thing, but as a process of awareness flowing through the cosmos. If such a universal consciousness exists, whether emergent or fundamental, it reshapes our place in the universe. No longer isolated specks on a dust mote, we become nodes in a conscious network, the universe becoming aware of itself through us. Carl Sagan once wrote, "We are a way for the cosmos to know itself." In this view, consciousness is not separate from the stars and galaxies. It is their flowering. Life is not an accident, but an expression of the universe's own complexity, reaching a point where it can observe, wonder, and reflect. Even if we don't yet understand the full nature of consciousness, the very fact that we're asking these questions is remarkable. We are self-aware beings living in a reality filled with unknowns. And instead of retreating from them, we seek to understand. And perhaps that's the true essence of consciousness, the drive to explore, to connect, to create meaning in a cosmos that may or may not be listening. Whether the universe is conscious or not, it has given rise to consciousness at least once, here on a tiny planet orbiting an average star. That alone makes this universe profoundly special. So the next time you stare into the night sky, remember this. The same atoms that burn in stars are the atoms that form your thoughts. The light that crosses billions of years to reach your eyes does not just illuminate the past, it awakens something in you. Maybe the mystery of consciousness is not just to be solved, but to be honored.